Welcome again. A boy is at a height capital H. He wants to throw the ball upwards. So he throws the ball. It is moving upward. Okay. It goes here. After it returns back. Now the boy is not able to catch this ball. It is just falling. Just leave this ball for falling. So it will impact it somewhere here. Obviously these two are not different straight line. This is the motion along a straight line. I repeatedly say that to show it differently I have just drawn it like this way. So if I told a total story in full, at t equal to 0 he is throwing this ball with a velocity equal to 0. After a time t1 it will reach here, and after a time t2 it will be reach here, and at that time the velocity of throwing and velocity of catching this ball, velocity which is catching this ball, it is same. Now I want to say if he somehow miss this ball, or if he intuitively just release this ball so that it move or falls down. So when it reach here, so let us consider it is t equal to 0, it is t equal to 1, and when it comes to the same level it is t equal to 2, and when it reach here its velocity is t equal to t3. So this is the thing. So now I am concerning when it reach here. So let us consider when the particle is moving upward, the upward motion, the ascent motion. And the particle is thrown from here to here. It will reach that height small h. The velocity of throwing is positive. Okay, velocity of throwing is positive, that is u square, initial velocity, and that is equal to the final velocity. When it reach here, at that time velocity is 0 because the constant retardation a equal to minus g acts on it. Okay, so acts on it. So when it reaches here, its velocity is continuously decreasing in this part because it is constantly retarded by the acceleration due to gravity. So it is moving upward, and reach here, and at that time velocity is 0. So the final velocity when it reaches at that point, it is 0. So 0 square equal to u square plus of 2, acceleration is minus g because the constant retardation is acting on it, so it will be minus g, and the height it is achieved, we consider it is h, and since it is along the positive y axis, there is a vertical motion. For vertical motion I have considered the y axis, so it will be the positive y axis, so it will be plus h, and here is a 2. So v square equal to u square plus 2as, and from here u square equal to 2 into g into h. Clear? So from here if I calculate what is h equal to u square divided by 2g. Now if I want to calculate the time of reaching there, then we have to use the formula v equal to u plus at. The final velocity is 0. The initial velocity is upward, so it is plus u, and the acceleration is downward, so it is minus g along the negative y axis, so it is minus g, and the time of reaching is t1 minus 0. So from here we can say t1 is equal to, if you calculate this thing, t1 equal to uig. So it is the maximum height from the point of throwing, maximum height from the point of throwing. You can say it is a time of ascent. There is a time for which it is moving upward. Now we check the downward motion. Now I want to remember you, in case of downward motion, the boy intuitively just don't catch this ball. The ball is coming downward, it is impacts here. So now when it impacts here, obviously it has some velocity. Let us say this velocity is capital V. Okay, so when it is starting from here, its velocity is 0. So it is starting from 0 and comes to capital V. The velocity is negative. Just see, that is the beautiful of mathematics and the concept. The velocity, the final velocity is minus V. The initial velocity is 0 square plus of 2, acceleration is minus g. Total distance it is covered, it is small h plus capital H, both in the negative direction. So there will be minus h minus capital H. Now you try to understand this thing. Velocity is negative, acceleration is also negative. Okay, now it does not act on it as a retardation. Now since the velocity is negative, velocity is along the negative y-axis and the acceleration is along the negative y-axis, so the acceleration is now helps in increasing the velocity. So if it is, so here the velocity will increase. In one word I can say here the negative velocity is increased by the negative acceleration. Here is no retardation. This point you have to understand this thing. So it is v square. So it will be 2 into g into small h plus capital H. So this is the velocity of impact here. Now if I want to calculate the total time when it is reached there, okay, the velocity when it is, the time when it is here, that is t1, and when it is here it is t3. The velocity is here is 0 and when it is here it is v. So if I write down the next equation of motion just here, just see, it will be minus v, the final velocity, the initial velocity is 0 and v equal to u plus at. What is a? A is minus g. And what is the time? The time is t3. That what is t3? It is thrown from here, it reaches here, after it again returns back. When it impacts here, when it strikes the ground, at that the time is t3. So t3 equal to capital V divided by g. t3 equal to capital V divided by g. So this is the thing. So if I want to just sum up with this equation, if I want to write down this equation in terms of the initial, that is the u, if I want to try to write down these things, then how it will looks like, let us say, it is 2 into g into small h plus 2 into g into capital H. Okay, it is v square. It is v square. 2gh is basically u square. Okay, so from here it is 2g into capital H. So from here v square, capital V square minus u square divided by 2g equal to capital H. Can you tell me what it gives? The capital H gives the height at which the boy is or the observer is there from the ground, with respect to the ground at which height the observer is. So capital H, it may be minaret, it may be a cliff, it may be anything that will be described in the problems or scenarios, that is real scenarios given there in the numericals. But what is capital H? I will write down it as the height of the observer or thrower. Who is observing, he is also seeing this thing here. Height of the observer, in bracket I will write thrower, with respect to the ground. Okay, so by knowing the final velocity, that is the velocity of striking the ground, and by knowing the initial velocity we can easily calculate at which height the observer is. So that is the beauty of mathematics, that is the beauty of rectilinear motion, that is the beauty of motion in one dimension, and that is the motion of a particle under constant at first retardation, then acceleration. So the motion in one dimension basically. So what is T3 if I want to analyze this thing? T3 is nothing but, if I want to write down this thing, T3 is here. So if I want to write down it as the separate time intervals, what is T3? T3 is the sum of 3 times, from here to here, from here to here, and from here to here. So if I write down this thing, just try to understand this thing, that is T3 minus T2 plus T2 minus T1 plus T1 minus 0 equal to V by G. So what is it? Just try to understand. What is T1 minus 0? It is a time in reaching from here to here. What is T2 minus T1? The time in reaching from here to here. What is T3 minus T2? Time in reaching from here to here. So 3 separate intervals, or we can say the lap, I can split the time. So what is T3 minus T2? T2 minus T1. What is T2 minus T1? T2 minus T1 is a time of reaching here, and we know that T1 is equal to these two time intervals from here to here in going up and coming down to the same level. These two times are equal, and both are equal to U by G. From here to here it is a time of passage. This U by G should be equal to, from here to here, U by G. So I can replace this thing here, that is U by G plus of U by G equal to V by G. So if I want to calculate the time T3 minus T2, so from here V by G minus of 2U divided by G. So this thing will become capital V minus of 2U divided by G. So this is the thing. This is the time taken by the particle to cross this point and reach the ground. So I want to write down this thing. The time taken by the particle to reach the ground after crossing the observer. Crossing the observer. Why I am saying this thing? Because the observer is somewhere here. He throws this thing, it is goes up and again passes him, and then after that it is followed and reach here. It is U by G. It is up to here, it is U by G, and from here to here it is V minus 2U by G. So this is the thing. So from here, if I want to calculate the final velocity of striking, so obviously we can calculate these things from this equation. From this equation, okay? From this equation, if I say capital V equal to U square plus of 2G into capital H root over. So this gives the velocity of striking the ground. The velocity of striking the ground. That's it. So we know, again comes to this scenario that is given, that is a boy is at a height h. It may be a cliff, it may be a minaret, it may be anything. So what he is done, he take a stone in his hand, he just throws it with a velocity u. Okay. So after that, when it is moving upwards, the velocity is positive, but the acceleration is downward along the negative y direction. So it is under constant retardation. So it is moving under constant retardation up to this and becomes 0. So when it is coming down after a momentary rest, at that time when it is coming down, it is under constant acceleration because the velocity is in the negative directions and the acceleration is in the negative. So here the negative protrudes the negative. So here it is coming down and here it is under constant acceleration. So it reach here after the time of ascent, 2 into time of ascent, u by g in moving upward, u by g in coming to that level. After that it is coming down, okay, and strikes here after time t3 with the velocity capital V. Okay, so if it is strikes here with the velocity capital V, so it again takes the time t3 minus t2. Okay, so this is extra time taken by the particle to reach the or strike the ground. By measuring the time capital V, by measuring the time t3, we can get t3 equal to v by g. If the velocity is known, we can know the t3. If the velocity is known, velocity of striking the ground is known, we can find out, if the u square known, we can find out the capital H, the height at which the observer is situated, that is the height of the minaret or height of the cliff, we can find out from there. Not only that, it is t3 minus t2, it is the extra time that is required. After extra time that is required, why I am saying from here to here it is u by g, it is again u by g. After that extra time it is required to reach the ground. So this is the thing. Okay, so this is the total scenario. There will be several mathematical problems on it, but here I want to say, here also the height and the height at which the boy is, and after that the height at which the stone is thrown, all of these things are near, very near to that of the surface of the earth. Capital H plus h, the sum of these two heights is very less than that of the radius of the earth. So I can apply the equation of motions of one-dimensional motion or rectilinear motion here to here under constant retardation, from here to here under constant acceleration. Okay, thank you.